everybody, and welcome back to the Metal Coffee Shop Soundstage. We are at METALCON 2024 in Atlanta, Georgia. My name's Karen Edwards, and we are welcoming, this is going to be a really cool topic, to the soundstage. We've got Dan and Greg, and they are with, I'm going to just say, the first place that you're with is IAS, and that stands for?
That stands for the International Accreditation Service.
Thank you. I was having a hard time with the word accredit.
Right, that's right.
So we'll just let you say it.
Yep.
So could you just introduce yourself and give us a brief overview of what IAS is?
You bet. So IAS is an accreditation service. We're located in Southern California. We've been in business for over 50 years, and we basically provide accreditations for all kinds of different industries. We actually have 20 different accreditation programs. We're in every field, and we're here at METALCON talking about an accreditation program for the metal building industry. It's a program we call AC 478, and this accreditation program is to accredit companies that erect or assemble metal buildings.
Okay, and Dan, you are with Halmy Builders.
I am. I'm with Halmy Builders.
And do you hold the AC 478 accreditation?
Yes, we're accredited for it, so level or that bar. But then also we get the accreditation, and then we can share that with others that we're an accredited assembler. So it's a high mark that we have that we can share with architects and owners that what we've achieved. So
it helps them have confidence that your company is going to do the job right.
Correct.
Okay, so what goes into earning that accreditation?
Well, there's a process, and it's based on what we call the accreditation criteria. So every accreditation program we have has a criteria, which is essentially a standard. And so this one is the AC 478. It lays out all the requirements for accreditation, everything for training that companies need to do, any certifications the individuals in the company must have. They have to have written procedures and policies in place, to make sure they're doing things right. We're checking all of those things. Not only are we checking their documentation and their records, but then we're actually going out into the field and watching them as they're doing the building to make sure that they're following those procedures. So it's a pretty comprehensive process.
Yeah.
And it's not just a one-time thing. You don't just get accredited and then you're done with it forever. It's a process that goes on year after year. And so it's a continuing improvement process.
Wow. Yeah, I was wondering about that. If you have to do continuing education, or if you have to, be subject to inspections.
No, that's right. And, it's not an automatic thing. Just because a company applies for accreditation doesn't mean they're going to get it. Only those that meet the requirements. And when we go out on an assessment, at the end of the assessment, we will provide an assessment report.
Okay.
And it'll list any items in that report where the company maybe hasn't quite made it in some instances, and they will have to fix those things in order to get accredited.
I was going to ask about that. If your company was deficient in one area, are you able then to, help them improve or provide them with the direction and resources maybe where they could get help in that area?
Okay, let me say this. As an accreditation service, we do not tell the companies how to meet the requirements. We'll have a document or standard that says what the requirements are, but we don't consult with companies. We don't tell them how to pass the test. Okay, there is training about the criteria which they can take, which we do provide training up front, but once they're in the middle of the process, we don't tell them how to pass the test. We just see if they meet the requirements or not. And it's not a one-shot thing. Again, if a company falls short, then sure, they get another opportunity to fix those things.
Okay.
If I may, because so MBCEA, which is the Metal Building Contractors and Erectors Association, we are the ones that went to IAS originally, and worked with them to develop this program, and MBCEA has stayed with this program the entire time. We provide the training, the knowledge, everything the contractor needs to then go ahead and apply and get into the accreditation. And if there is issues that somebody would have in this accreditation, MBCA just walks them right through everything they would need to have. So there's a ton of help, and without MBCA, it would be very, very difficult to do the accreditation.
Okay, that's what I was looking for, because I was like, okay, you didn't pass. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to pass, but you do.
That's right. That's right.
MBCA does, yes. We have awesome staff members and whatnot that can help out. That we're very involved in people that want to go through the accreditation and take out all the crazy boogeymans in the closet that would scare you away from it, because it does seem pretty intense. It is. It's a big document. There's a lot to do, but it can be worked through, and people that are doing the right things, both safety and quality, it is not that difficult. Most of the stuff they would have in hand, the contractors that are doing it correctly already. So
I'm curious how many people have this. How many businesses hold that accreditation?
Well, it's a growing program right now. There are companies across the nation, but it is a growing program still.
Well, that's good. We're talking about it.
Yep, it is a good program. Good thing we're talking about it. And any company that's involved in the erection of metal buildings can apply for accreditation.
Excellent. Okay, now I know MBCEA, we are creating a directory for you on Metal Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
So all this information will be out there for contractors to take a look at and become a member of MBCEA, right?
MBCEA, that's correct.
I want to make sure I got my acronym right. Yeah.
And this is specific to metal building assemblers. So
that's right.
The accreditation doesn't cover, other things outside of that realm. It's specific to the assembly of metal buildings. They have to be substantially engaged in assembly of metal buildings to be accredited under this program. So,
yeah, the majority of their business.
Yes. Yep.
I would like to mention also that we do actually have another program called AC 472, and that is for the accreditation of the companies that design and fabricate the metal building systems. I'm not here to talk about that today, but for those companies that are out there that are interested, or for maybe some buyers or architects, they can make sure they get an accredited company to design and fabricate the metal building system, and then they can get a company that's accredited to AC 478 like Dan's company or the others, and to make sure the building gets put up right.
Yeah. I think there's so much value in having that third-party certification or justification, because anybody can put anything on their website and say whatever they want about themselves.
This is not the seal of good housekeeping or whatever. This is the real deal, and people that know the industry and know IAS know that it's the real deal. It's not just anything you put on your website. It's got some real value to it.
Yeah, and what's the process look like for someone to verify? So if I'm an architect or designer and I want to make sure that Homey Builders really does have this certification,
absolutely.
What's that process?
Okay, so there's a few different things. I mean, up front, Dan's company and others will oftentimes put the IAS mark on their website, their brochures, different things. It looks similar to the IAS mark right there. But yeah, there you go. Dan's got it on his shirt too. But ultimately, we would recommend that you go to the IAS website, which is www.iasonline.org, and you can actually search for accredited companies.
Okay.
So you can search for the company by the name of the company, by the state, by the city, by the accreditation program, and it'll bring up a list of companies that are accredited. You can look at their accreditation certificate, the name of the company, and all the information about it. We actually recommend that people do that to make sure that they get a currently accredited company.
Actively current.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because maybe you got it 5 years ago and you dropped it.
Yeah, just because you do it 1 year doesn't mean you're going to be accredited 10 years from now, unless you continue with the process.
Well, this was really, really very interesting and educational, informative. I want to thank both of you for being here and for sharing about what MBCEA is doing with IAS and putting this out there for the metal building erectors.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and thank you everybody out there for watching. This is the last day of METALCON, and we've got a few more videos coming to you before we close up the sound stage. So thank you, and we hope to see you on the next video. Bye.